Good afternoon, welcome. Today is a special day. It almost feels like we've done this before. Today we will honor one of the greatest athletes the OCAA has ever seen. Kelly Nyhof is being recognized as the 2013-2014 OCAA Female Athlete of the Year across all sports. This accomplishment marks an astonishing fifth consecutive year a female athlete has been chosen as the recipient of this award. I would like to introduce a number of special people that have supported Kelly throughout her 5-year playing career here in Humber. First, her family, all of whom attended every single home game here in Humber. Her dad Brian, her mom Jan, her grandfather Cliff, grandmother Marg, and Aunt Brenda. Are you here?
Yep.
So before I call on Mike to say a few words, I would like to give you a look into the astonishing career that is Kelly Nyhof. The Costco grocery list goes as follows. Her teams here at Humber have won the OCAA championship 5 times. That's a staggering 1 championship for every year of her eligibility. She was a 5-time West Division First Team All-Star, 3-time OCAA Championship Most Valuable Player, 3 times OCAA Player of the Year, 3 times CCAA All-Canadian, CCAA Women's Volleyball Player of the Year, and the 2013-14 OCAA Female Athlete of the Year across all sports, which is why we're here today. Kelly is the only Humber athlete to have her number retired while still playing for us. This past season, and if you haven't seen it, she's...
Kelly, let me say how much we love you. And you can tell that by doing it in this wonderful room called the VAC. And of all the rooms, this is the one we ended up with, which, for me is kind of interesting because it's where many of our students come to study, they come to socialize, and Kelly, I know you were an integral part of this room and you used it fairly regularly. And when we, I just heard a whole laundry list of successes that you've had, but I don't know that we focused enough on your schooling. The fact that 2 diplomas, an honors student, for me that is probably more incredible than all of your playing stats. But you combine those 2 together, and absolutely incredible.
She's certainly going to be a tough person to fill going into next year. She's an awesome person, somebody that's near and dear to my own family. Just good to have around, and certainly is going to be missed. I think as Mike sort of alluded to in his comments, is for me personally, since over the course of this year, we've had a lot of these type of ceremonies and recognized Kelly for her efforts and all those things, and it's really interesting to see this chapter close. But I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in the next chapter of her life, not just with volleyball, but both from a career standpoint, a family standpoint, all those things, because she truly is a quality person, and I'm really excited to see what happens with her as she goes forward. I'm going to have the joy of spending 4 days with her with the national program in May to watch not only Kelly, but a lot of the other athletes as well, but certainly seeing her at that level and giving some input there too, so it's pretty exciting. But as I said, I'm proud of her. I certainly want to thank her for the 5 years that she's put in here, and her family. I know you guys have given up a lot to have her a lot financially, I'm sure. But just being here all the time for her, it's been great. As Mike sort of talked about, having someone like Kelly around, makes people better. I probably will never admit it outside of this room, but I think over the last 5 years, so hopefully if we're recording anything, we can turn it off so she doesn't blackmail me with this later, but over the last 5 years, I think she's made me a better coach. I think she's made our other coaches better as well, just by pushing us to make sure that we're pushing her. She never let me take a game off, she never let me not push her. So certainly that's made us better, and hopefully that'll help us win a national championship down the road. Again, and certainly, there hasn't been a lot said about Marcus, but Marcus is there on the sidelines as well, pushing her, and deserves a lot of recognition for that as well. So for the family, Marcus, aunts, uncles, everybody, and obviously Kelly, thank you very much, and I'm excited to see what happens in the future.
I'm not going to get into all of the stats because I think Dwayne has hit on just about everything that Kelly's done over the last 5 years, but we'd like to acknowledge certainly Humber College and their athletic department, the hard work of certainly Doug Fox and all of his staff previously, but certainly the work that Ray and Mike and Jim Bialik are doing, and all of the coaches here. As Dwayne said, it's my 5th year that I've got to make the trek across the top of the city of Toronto from our offices to Humber to present an Athlete of the Year award. So it's it's from the OCAA perspective, this is the most prestigious award that we bestow upon an individual each year. And as I said, so for the past 5 years, I've had the honor of coming to Humber and presenting to a Humber athlete. So it's certainly my great pleasure this time, on behalf of the 29 member institutions in the OCAA, soon to be 30, to congratulate Kelly Nyhof and present her with the 2013-14 OCAA Female Athlete of the Year Awards. Certainly a number of awards from our side. She'll probably need a few extra hands, but typically.
Okay, or not.
And then just a number of different things that she'll take home.
Do you guys want to?
And then probably the most important one that we've implemented a couple of years ago, a check.
Thank you. I just want to say thanks. It was a great 5 years, and I can't believe that it's over. And I always said to myself, oh, it's going to be 5 years. It's going to be really long. It's going to go by really slow. And here I am, and it's over, and it's really sad. I don't want to leave. This is all I've known for 5 years of my life, and it's made me a part of who I am today. And I couldn't have done it without you guys and without my coaches, and just you, Chris. No, seriously, my coaches have helped me from day one to become the player that I am today, and I wouldn't be here without them. So I just want to say thank you to even everybody else at Humber. It's done so much for me, and like I said, I'll be sad to go, but I will definitely be back in the vicinity at some point or another. So you'll never be rid of me for good. So thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Kelly, looking back, they've pretty much summed up your career in 5 years. How overwhelmed are you?
It's weird. I'm not one to be someone that likes being the center of attention, so it is really overwhelming for me. It's hard for me to sit in the room and have a bunch of people just talk about me. Because it's a team sport, I like having the recognition spread out, and I like, having the team recognize as a whole all the accomplishments that we've had. So, it is an overwhelming feeling, but at the same time, it's exciting too. It is nice to be recognized for the things I've done the last 5 years, but it's a mixture of feelings.
Well, 5 championships since you've been here. The team has always been playing on a very high level since you've been here. How do you feel that you're leaving your team now that you're graduating? What level are you leaving your team with?
Every team is different, and we've had younger teams throughout as long as I've been here, and we always find a way to make it at a higher level than every other team in Ontario. So I think that it has a lot to do with the coaches and their expectations as well. So even if I'm leaving, I know that they're going to be just as tough as a team to beat next year and the year after without me. So, I'm fully confident that they'll be, working just as hard and, increasing their level and making sure that they're working twice as hard to make sure that they stay on top. So they'll be fine. They'll be great. I can't wait to watch them without me there. It's going to be weird, other side looking in.
That's not always a bad thing. And then Chris mentioned how coaching you has also helped him grow and the rest of the coaching staff grow. How do you feel like you've both grown together over 5 years?
I'm so thankful that him and I have the relationship that we do. It's gotten to a point where I can talk to him about anything. He's like a second dad to me. He's helped me through not only volleyball stuff, but, even life stuff. I've been able to go to him through everything. And I think that we've helped each other create that bond, which is, I think, what other girls on the team aspire to have. I mean, not everyone can have it, but getting that kind of relationship with your coach, I think, makes me a better volleyball player and him a better coach, just because you're working towards making the other person proud. Like, I never want to let him down, and I never want to make him upset with me. So when I do, it makes me work that much harder to make him happy or to make him proud. So, and I think that if he feels like he let me down, because of the relationship that we have, it makes him be a better coach. So I think that I'm extremely lucky to have spent 5 years with him. I'm so sad that he won't be my coach anymore, and it's going to be really hard to leave him. But I know that after this, he'll always be someone that I'll go to for advice, and he'll always be a part of my life forever.
And any future plans with the volleyball career?
Yeah, I think for the national team, I hope to play with them for a few years and even play professionally as well. Those are all goals that I'm working towards now. Who knows? I might go and play overseas and hate it, but I could go and love it. So, that's what I'm working towards right now. So we'll see what happens.
Thank you.
No problem.